Do all OnlyFans girls think the same? So
Relationships are hard in this industry.
So
wir haben hier Endgegner OF. Kenn ich nicht. Adriana Dings, Pi-Darstellerin. Ihr Camel-Toe-Arsch kennt man auch, aber ich weiß nicht mehr, wie die heißt. Kenn ich nicht. Dann diese, Kazumi oder so heißt die. Die sehe ich jetzt nicht und die kennt man irgendwie von Podcasts und so, aber keine Ahnung, wie die heißt. Okay, let's go.
So I've always had like a big sugar mama kink.
Never really went for guys with a lot of money. I tried.
Digga, das muss doch extra sein, Digga.
I tried the sugar daddy thing. It sucked because I'm not really good at faking what I'm doing. So.
Does size matter?
On your arm, you know, I like this line.
The amount of money a guy makes matters to me.
You know, and if you're not into that, then we wouldn't date.
What up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? Before we start this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Put on the post notification because I'm gifting.
Slump Outfit einfach. Digga, was ist das auch noch für ein Outfit, Junge? Schämt ihr sich nicht?
2 people, 50 buckaroonies who comment within the first.
Cap, Junge, der verlost gar nichts. Denken alle P-Stars gleich.
Starting off strong. Does dick size matter? 3, 2, 1.
Wait, get on that. What line are you on?
Digga, wo soll ich meine Kamera hin tun, bitte?
I'm on the strongly agree. Oh, am I supposed to be on a line?
This is strongly agree.
No,
this is
that's strongly
disagree.
disagree.
Oopsie.
Okay, Jungs, hier steht strongly disagree und disagree, merkt euch das einfach.
I mean, it does matter because if a guy has a 13-inch dick, then we're kind of like, right? Like that's like a little too big.
That's kind of neutral then.
No,
'cause over
I'm
here on no, it's like, well,
Well, yeah, because it matters.
If you have a big dick, you're gonna look cooler when you're fucking it.
That doesn't matter as much as technique.
Digga, diese Leute haben wirklich kein Gehirn. Digga, was ist das für ein Body?
That's true.
I like
that's
6
true.
inches.
Yeah, but I'm saying like dick size matters as in like there's certain extremes where I'm like, I can't do that. Like
Yeah.
some guys' dicks are so big, you're like a holiday penis. Like
Die redet
you're
einfach
good
über
for
mich.
Christmas and New Year's and my birthday, but I can't do you every day. I would need a wheelchair. So in that case, it does matter because I'll die. So I need a smaller dick because if his dick is super big, I'll have to cheat on him all the time with a 2-incher.
Okay, I'm neutral on that.
What about if
I'm
the
neutral.
dick is too small?
Exactly. That's why size matters. It's either too small or too big. I feel like the nice wiggle room is like 5 to 8 inches, and then once it's above, if it's above that, my cervix is bruised, and if it's below that, I don't feel your teeny weeny.
But then when fans ask
Digga, was ist das für Quali fürs Video, hä?
you, does size matter, and people say no,
Weil da die blonde Smash-Up Pass ist schon Elixier-Level up, so, aber man kann.
I always say yes, as long as you're not like a 4-incher or too
4
big.
inches is fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tot, eigentlich tot, aber man kann tot, fresh, tot.
4 inches is great.
4 inches, 4.5 is the average size in America.
It's
Just so you guys
great.
know.
No, okay, there's such a thing as too big of a dick, but I don't think there's such a thing as too small of a dick because we've all had sex with each other and we're all like pussy
can ride
owners
it.
and we've all made each other bust. I hope.
Yeah.
So, and it didn't matter what our sizes were.
You know, if it's a micro, it's just like scissoring.
I got a tiny.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
I like scissoring.
Yeah,
I'm cool with
that's a
that.
little
Put
motion.
enough spit there.
In my case, I just think some dicks are just too big.
Yes, agree.
I agree with that.
I disagree, but I like to swallow swords, so what can I say?
Sorts of size queen.
I think it's very much up to personal preference too.
Yeah.
Right. Like if if a guy pulls down his pants, if he has like a 2-incher, a 13-incher, I'm like, we can work with this, bro. We can.
2-incher. Chat, hat irgendeiner hier ein 2 inches?
Find something that'll both help us feel pleasure and relief.
Yeah, I love all size.
For a one-time thing, I don't think size matters at all. But if you're looking longevity-wise, then yeah, you don't want 13 inches.
I could, but like,
I say no because I'm thinking my personal life. I don't want to take a big, but I'm also agreeing with Kazumi
Ja, das muss doch Cap sein.
with the too big is like, yeah, size does matter, so maybe I'm neutral. Oh, yeah! Yeah, I'm neutral.
Porn-wise, big is what they like, and that looks better on camera. But personal life, 2 inches is fine for me.
Cap! Die sagen das doch als Promo für OF oder so.
I'm gonna you good anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I think it's about girthiness, really. If we're talking like,
girth.
really, I like girth.
Ich glaube, deswegen bin ich nie in Beziehungen, weil too big, so. Hat die doch selber gesagt, die braucht dann dafür einen Rollstuhl.
I personally prefer a chode over like a really long
and skinny.
dick.
I feel like it's a pencil.
I would like a little like thick that's 3 inches way more than like a 10-inch that's like.
Anu, sie sagt, wärst du für ein OF-Video? Ist ihr Arsch ihr Arsch oder sein Arsch?
Like super thin. I feel like that would just skewer me.
I can't feel it. Or like a little curve. Curves scare me.
It like hits like the. Like
no. Even sucking it is like not fun because you're like, oh, it feels like a
Which, die reden natürlich über Lollipops.
hook.
But I feel like for me, there's so many other sexual actions that can happen to where it doesn't even matter, to the point where it doesn't matter to me because we can do oral or foreplay, and honestly, foreplay and making out will get me off way quicker than even getting fucked.
Yeah.
And I love fingering and fisting, so I feel like that's why, like, overall, it doesn't really matter because there's so many other like cool things you can do.
I will say, the better I've gotten at sex, the less a size matters. Because if I like learning how to ride small is such.
Na, wir müssen diese Frage skippen, Digga. Die Wilden zu krass.
The amount of money a guy makes matters to me.
Ja.
This is, yeah. So, in recent years,
Okay, aber das sind auch so OF-Darts, das sind nicht so normale Chats.
I've come to realize that like a lot of men are intimidated about my income. If I were to take a guy on vacation, the whole time he's like, oh, I'm sorry, like I wish I could afford this for you, I wish I could do these things. And in my mind, I feel like it's kind of like him thinking because he's the man that he should make a higher income. And we always have like a weird power play with that. I just think that I would have better relationships if they had their own money at the same equivalent.
I don't think it matters.
Die hat eine OF-Chain, das ist verrückt.
As for me, like when I date someone, either it's because I really just like being around you or I like having sex with you. And hopefully if we're dating, I like both of those things. All my boyfriends I've ever had, I've always paid for everything. So it's also just kind of...
Ja, dann capst du. Die sagt, das stimmt da nicht ein, aber die meint alle ihre Ex haben mehr Geld.
I've been a normal part of my dating experience, but I've never really minded it because I've always chosen partners who've contributed in my life differently, because the partners I've had have been able to spoil me in different ways, like their emotional intelligence and their time, and I find like those things to be priceless compared to when I talk to richer.
Ist halt so traurig, aber auch Augen öffnet, wie viel Geld in dieser Porn ist. Die Leute sind schuld, nicht
guys,
die.
and I just feel like they're
Die kriegen schon deren Karma später, wo die mit Katzen chillen.
douches, and I feel
Also später ist schon für viele, auch jetzt zum Beispiel, manche hier sind auch 30 und so, kein Kids, und die Kids werden es auch sehr schwer mit solchen
like they have like a weird power trip because they do equate their value to money.
I have always liked guys who are passionate about what they do, so it's not like money is a big factor. It's like I don't want someone who's doing something because they think that they can make a lot of money. I don't like that. But
Digga, das ist so cap, ne? Also Frauen, bitte hört auf, so zu cappen. Die sagt, ich stehe nicht auf Leute, die viel Geld verdienen. Ich stehe auf Leute, die viel Geld verdienen, weil sie deren Passion hintergehen, nicht wegen dem Geld. Oh fuck, es gibt Leute, die verkaufen Steine, machen Milliarden damit. Come on, bro. Nee, also, dich feier ich nicht, weil du verkaufst ja Steine. Ja, aber ich bin sehr dedicated in Steine, ich liebe Steine. Oh, dann mag ich dich.
But I've also dated guys after starting OnlyFans that like want me to pay for everything and then kind of want me to be a sugar mama. So like I want them to at least make enough to where they don't rely on me to pay for everything. I just want them to do something that they're passionate about. I think people who work only for money are just like a lot more miserable in life.
I agree with that completely. I think the thing that's most attractive to me is somebody who's driven, and success is attractive as well, even if they're not making, you know, top dollar.
Lifestyle ist attraktiv, weil man weiß, dass der Typ ein Hustler ist. Ja, schon, aber das Attraktivste an Money ist, dass ich callen kann und sag, pack deine Sachen, wir fliegen jetzt da und da. Und die muss nichts tun, so. Weil ich habe jetzt mit Chaz einen Trip nach Berlin gemacht, so. Ich musste alles machen, okay? Glaub mir, die Motherfuckers erwarten, dass man alles macht, so. Sonst machen die gar nichts. Ist auch nicht schlimm, so, aber...
Dollar if they're successful in whatever they're passionate about. I think that equates to a reasonable income.
That's not one of my things that I look for is financial, only because my mom always taught me from when I was a young age
Digga, die macht das
to always get my own money and to do it on my own, to never depend on a man. So when I started dating and going for men who were, I guess, like at a higher rate than I was as far as like income, they were just like really too flashy and they didn't have a lot of interest that I have. So when I was starting to go for more normal guys or guys who either made the same amount of money or less.
Die sagt, wenn ich für mehr Normal Guys gegangen bin, die so viel machen wie ich und die Arsch macht so wahrscheinlich so 200.000 im Monat.
They were way nicer and we had more in common. So I don't know, I just never really went for guys with a lot of money. I tried the sugar daddy thing, it sucked because I'm not really good at faking what I'm doing, so.
I feel like broke guys better.
They do.
Are
guys with no car?
They like they need a home.
No, man. CEOs better, especially when they're fucking you in their suits. Trust me.
Yeah.
Well, you can
so
like
bad.
buy a suit.
I'll get him a suit.
They have the money.
Yeah, and that's like another reason why. It's not because I want to be sugar. I don't want them to sugar daddy me. It's I want a businessman that runs their own business that's a CEO the same way I am.
I don't know. Maybe I should go over there to your line because I agree with you. Like I like the power play. I love fucking older people. I'm not gonna date
Ja, okay, dann ist auch.
a bum, but I do like regular girls and guys. And then when I travel, normal. I wouldn't say normal people, but people who work at McDonald's or something, they can't pay to go on a trip, and I don't want to have to be the one to like constantly pay for us to go on trips. That's not fair to me.
I feel like my love language is gift giving, so I've always had like a big sugar mama kink. Like I've always like, I just like to take care of someone, especially like I just feel like a lot of men aren't taken care of and they don't get compliments, and I just.
Digga, die chillt doch nur mit Adam Ross und so Leute, die Fame sind, die Leute von Love, Live, Serve und so weiter, die selber extrem viel Geld machen. Was cappen die hier in dem Video? Die cappen das, um ihren OF zu promoten. So, ein Broke, denkt sich jetzt so, boah, jetzt subscribe ich hier OF und dann schreibe ich mit dir und dann vielleicht Sugar Mama die mich und so. Digga, come on.
Just like to
Die steht auf Brokies mit kleinen Dick. Okay, komm, ich subscribe.
make them feel really good with like buying them roses and spoiling them in ways, and then
Buying them roses? Wie würdet ihr euch fühlen, wenn ihr auf ein Date geht mit einer Chan und die kauft euch Rosen?
and also I don't know, every time I talk to like a rich guy, he always sucks ass. Like
It's
he's
LA. It's LA. You gotta talk to rich guys outside of LA.
International.
International.
For me, I
Aber so Jazz wie Corinna Kopf brauchen keine Rich Guys. Digga, ihr checkt nicht. Jazz, die selber viel Geld verdienen, die sind immer noch Jazz. Die wollen immer noch, dass man auf die aufpasst und alles ausgibt und so. Und da sie jetzt so viel verdienen, die wollen, dass du halt, die können sich ja selber Maledivenurlaub buchen für 70.000. Aber die machen das nicht, weil die wollen, dass ein Typ das macht für die. Und dann suchen die sich Typen, die sowas sich leisten können. Jazz daten nicht. Wenn die hier sind, die daten nicht jemand, der hier ist. Die daten jemand, der hier ist oder hier ist. Und das stimmt, weil ihr guckt euch einfach diese ganzen an, die viel Geld machen. Die chillen nur mit Leuten, die viel oder mehr machen.
I would like the guy that take me on trip, take me out to a nice restaurants, wear a nice suit, dress nice, to go to nice places. It's not like he have to make like top dollars. It's at least he's have the money to provide.
yeah, I think
At least have the money to provide. Und für die zu providen, du brauchst Millions, weil die selber Millions providen können. Das müsst ihr aber checken. So. Und die sagen, ja, broke guys und mit den small dicks. Und dann guckst du deren Videos nur big ass dicks, big ass money,
I think
everything.
it makes more sense to date someone like on the same playing field as yourself. I mean, dating someone with a little less money is fine too if they're like grinding and like on their come up. Like,
Cap, du datest nicht. Sag mir mal einen Rapper, der on the come up ist aus Deutschland. Digga, du datest kein Broke.
I'll rock with you too.
So I have actually dated
Lucio on the come up, okay, sorry. Lucio's on the come up. Lucio's on the calm down.
men who are unemployed, and I didn't really enjoy it. So I really don't mind
Ja, Digga, deine Meinung juckt doch.
being the one who
Weiter.
really tiny.
Sex work is easy money.
Digga, wenn die jetzt sagen, nee, das ist voll anstrengend, BBC zu taken jeden Tag und bla und... motherfucker. Ihr braucht alle kein Gehirn, wirklich, ihr braucht kein Gehirn.
Wait.
Ah doch, wir müssen promoten können und Marketing und so. Motherfucker. Deine ganze DMs sind voller Leute, die das für dich machen können.
This is
Disagree? Digga.
Pretty funny if we were all in agree.
Oh my god. Alright, Violet, Holly, you guys are a neutral. Why is that?
I say yes because when you're attractive, I can just post a titty picture and then I make money off that. So I say it's easy in that way. But no, because of what we go through mentally and physically when we do these scenes.
Mentally, aber das ist ja nicht schwer dann.
where we have to train for anal, do gangbangs, and it's not really as easy as people make it seem. Easy
Du musst gar nicht diese Scenes machen, um so viel Top-Dollar zu machen. Du machst einfach nur, weil du verrückt
for
bist.
some things, but it's really hard for other things.
You know, we're such a small representation of people who do porn when there's hundreds of thousands of people who aren't as successful or don't look the same way as us, and they still absorb that same amount of risk of like social stigma and the way people treat us and the way people talk to us and date us and the way we try to buy houses. But on top of that, I feel like becoming a successful sex worker or a successful entertainer, you can't be stupid. You know, you have to have like some type of wit and some type of creativity about you, because unlike most forms of entertainment, there is...
Ja, das macht es aber nicht so schwer, Motherfucker. Du musst dich nicht jeden Tag hinstellen und irgendwas Außergewöhnliches haben. Du musst einfach nur... kannst auch einfach kopieren von anderen. Einfach so 1:1 und du verdienst nicht so normal und dann langsam geht's hoch. Bei dir ist so, boop.
There's no handbook for becoming a successful porn star or OnlyFans girl. On top of the fact that, yeah, triple anal is hard, but also like, you know, like...
Es gibt kein Handbook dafür. Motherfucker, du bist einfach fresh und dann chillst du mit Leuten, die Fame haben, die promoten dein OF. Boom, du bist reich.
Yeah, all the hate can be hard. Even with thick skin, it can be extremely difficult. And you know, like my parents don't even know what I do because it would be
Wie können die das nicht wissen?
such a bad time for me. So I feel like in that aspect, it is hard.
So being a sex worker isn't just going out there and f***ing, it's actually being your own CEO. So like, I have a company, I have 40 employees, I manage it every day. I have people that depend on me and my body, literally working my ass off for this brand. And on top of that, my 10 years in porn, I have pinched 2 nerves in my back and slipped
Zuschauer, schickt mir das gerade.
a disc just from pile driver, and I have some health problems now from all the times that I've cleaned out. I've had stitches in my vajay from scenes, so I don't think people really take...
Ja, aber du brauchst diese gefährlichen Sachen nicht zu machen. Du machst einfach wegen Schaden. Du kannst einfach so Bilder
take that into account, like
oder so normale Sachen
especially when you perform at a certain level, you're a sexual athlete. Like if you do a DP, I don't know if you guys have done it. It feels like you've been in a 20-mile car wreck the next day.
Oh no.
Right? Like, you're like I just got in a car accident at 20 miles per hour.
I'm going to speak on the black girls in the industry. Pretty or not, they have it really tough. Yeah, there's racism in every industry, but for black women just taking off their clothes in a sex industry, it's not the same playing field. It's completely different.
Why is it completely different? Like, what kind of struggles do you guys go through?
There's hair situations, there's makeup situations.
Die sagen, deren OF-Beruf ist schwer, weil die deren Make-up und deren Haare machen müssen. Aber die verdienen Millionen.
There's maybe the white guy's not really attracted to the black girl and he mentions it on set and then he's like, "F*** guys, you have to f*** you." Why the f*** did you tell me that? I don't need to hear that. Like, let's just do it and make our money and go home. But you have that, directors being racist, black girls not being hired as much as white girls. Yeah, so the money's very different between a white performer and a black performer. There was just something the other day, a girl couldn't wear her afro on set, like her natural hair on set. They were like, "No, we have to do something to your hair."
That's messed up. Yeah. That's so messed up.
Warum trägst du es dann hier so und beschwerst dich? Die trägt gerade Haare hier, beschwert sich, dass man kein Afro tragen kann.
Natural hair to set.
And it's also emotionally draining having to respond to like subscribers sometimes.
Oh, wie die cappen, motherfucker, du hast, guck mal, wie alle so nach unten gucken, die denken sich so, oh shit, die cappt, ich muss auch gleich cappen. Motherfucker, du schreibst nicht mit den Leuten von F, du hast jemand, der für dich schreibt.
Because it's like, I haven't had sex with a man in over a year, and it's like, subs are always like, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Like, what I'm doing is not enough for them, and that also takes an emotional toll.
They want so much, but before OnlyFans, it was just like, you could only see us in movies, online. Now that they have OnlyFans, they're like, you're mine. No.
Yeah.
Digga, guck mal, wie die sich beschweren, das ist so einfach, du musst einfach nur gesmashed werden, gefilmt.
They need time.
I think one of the craziest things is we could talk about all the issues we face, and a lot of the
Die beschweren sich einfach über
comments are
Nachfragen.
going to prove us exactly right, because they'll still be like, you chose this.
Yeah. Like that's
what I've been thinking this entire
It's
time.
like, I could say like, oh, this is so sad, and they'll be like, well, you decided to be a whore.
Ja, ist doch so. Wer hat die gezwungen, das zu machen? For real. Das ist so, als würdest du sagen, ja, aber Alkohol trinken ist so schwer, weil guck mal, nächsten Tag hast du Kopfschmerzen und so, das ist voll toxisch. Ja, dann trink keinen Alkohol. Boah, du bist so toxisch wie Wie, ich habe das entschieden.
Yeah, but what does my job have to do with the treatment of you? Just because I decided that this is what I wanted to do doesn't mean I've decided to allow you to treat me with that type of mannerism.
Na, blockier den und red nicht darüber
because
hier.
I decided to expose my body online.
I think sex work is easy, like in a sense where I could just like pull my tits out and like make the same as like a minimum wage job working 40 hours a week. But also the mental toll and the physical toll of just like putting yourself on display every day isn't easy.
If you are a very conventionally
Es ist so schwer, jeden Tag so Bilder von sich zu machen.
attractive white woman, it is easy to start in the beginning, but you need to be
Okay, nächste Frage, Digga.
I'm open to hooking up with my fans.
Jetzt werden die alle Ja sagen als Promotion für ihren OF.
Yes.
That's no.
That's no.
Oh. I gave a fan an experience one time, and the competition was for the disabled. And I had an experience of a fan, and he was completely blind. He'd only heard my voice on podcasts. And I remember I asked him if he was an ass or titty guy. He said titty guy, and I let him touch my boobs for so long. And I know that moment mattered so much to him because a lot of people don't realize that disabled people are horny.
Das war die Frage, ob die mit ihren Fans was
And
haben.
also have the same needs as well.
Digga, das ist so cap. Okay, stell mal vor, ihr seid eine OF-Dart mit Millionen von Fans, 100.000 von Fans. Die schreiben die ganze Zeit. Erstmal, du antwortest nicht, weil das ist unmöglich. Du kannst nicht selber antworten, gleichzeitig noch Content machen, alles Mögliche. Die haben irgendwelche Leute, die mit diesen Leuten schreiben. Also wenn ihr auf OF jemand abonniert, die schreibt nicht mit den ersten Punkt. Zweiter Punkt. Stell vor, du schreibst wirklich als OF-Dart mit so einem Typ und du sagst so, yo, schick Dickpick, bla bla, macht der und du denkst, boah, fresh. Motherfucker, du weißt nicht, ob das erstmal realer Mensch ist. Zweitens, du weißt nicht mal, was das für ein Psycho ist, der dein OF abonniert hat, Digga. Das ist so cap, God, das ist cap. Die sind eher abgezahnt von diesen Leuten, die subscriben, als hier.
Once as everyone else. I like to just give someone a good time, man. Like, why the fuck not? I don't care if you're a fan or not. I mean, I feel like anyone that f***s me now has probably seen my porn, so they probably are already a fan. So I feel like they try harder. I feel like my fans are cute, and I like to make men happy. It's like my purpose. I like to make them horny. I like boners. I like everything.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything more flattering than hooking up with someone who is obsessed with you. Like anyone that I would want to date, I would want my partner to be like adore me and be obsessed with me and be my biggest fan. So why wouldn't I be a fan?
So what I try to establish with my fans is kind of like a relationship. I feel like a lot of them are dating me and picture me as their girlfriend. So obviously you want to f*** your girlfriend. And then also I do a lot of fan stuff because one of the best things you can do when you're building a business, so you want to build a niche clickable group so that way you have these inside jokes or you have these other people that are going to be like, I got to f*** Adriana Chechik.
Okay. Oh, I haven't f***ed a fan yet, but I'm definitely open to it. I mean, I see the dicks that you guys send in and I'm like, yeah. Yeah.
The fans are, I think, the biggest dicks.
Yeah. They do.
Soon enough, I'm sure.
I'm like, why is it so big? You should be important.
I always have fans who have the best loads. Like I've done scenes where they've just come and dropped loads on me, and like even porn directors who have filmed it have been like, why are they better than male talent? And I'm like, because they're not jaded and they're excited to be here. Like what you have said, like they're excited to be with.
Okay.
Relationships are hard in this industry.
Where is this?
Normal ist das hart, Digga. Wenn die Nein sagen, trippen.
Yes. Yeah, this is no.
Ja, normal ist das hart.
For sure.
Relationships have always been really easy for me. Sorry. You just sharted. If I'm dating someone, I give them enough respect to let them know everything there is about me, even my piss kink, because I want them to have the space to make that judgment on their own if they want to fuck with me or not. If I'm going to prolong these important conversations, even if it wasn't about sex and porn, I would basically be wasting my time and like heading towards the inevitable, which is finding people that don't fuck with that. So I've always been really straight up like, hey, like this is what I'm about, this is what I'm into, and I own that. This is my life, and it really fulfills me, I will never be monogamous. If there's one thing I like more than it's new every single day. So, you know, and if you're not into that, then we wouldn't date. I attract exactly what I am, so I feel like I date fellow sluts, so they kind of get the game. I've been in a long-term open relationship for years now, and even before I did porn. I'm just surrounded by my circle of people who agree with what I agree with, so I'm always going to be dating people who understand sex work, so it's never been hard for me because people who wouldn't agree with that have never been an option to me.
Just to clear things up, what is your piss kink exactly?
I love to get pissed on.
You do?
Yeah. Well, what else could it be?
I don't know. I'm just asking for the idiots that are watching this.
Like, what else could a piss kink be? Like,
yeah. Like you like drinking it?
No, I'm like a gargler.
Some people like it in them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had pee in my pussy.
Yeah. So have I.
Oh my god.
At one point, like dating site, yes, I was posting my profile, and this guy act like he doesn't know who I am and asked me out. So when we got to the bar or whatever, thank God it's a bar, it's not a restaurant. So he started talking this, oh, do you want to tell me anything? Oh, how about your online things? This person not really just wanted to date me. He wanted to like ask me out to see if I'm real or maybe like have sex with me. Yeah.
I find it incredibly hard to date to the point where I actually like can't get dates. So there's two perspectives on that. So if I were to go meet somebody, it's kind of hard because I don't like random people to know my real name. So obviously I'm meeting them as Adriana Chechik, and that's extremely hard. It's intimidating. I've had guys literally walk out on me when I've met them because they're so intimidated by me. And then also I've done some of the most extreme sex acts on camera that guys can't swallow or get past. I currently do kind of live like a little bit of a lonely life. There's another aspect where guys only want to date me to like show me off to other people or their friends. They immediately treat me like the Adriana Chechik like experience, right? So like if I was going to go meet a guy, like they would never hold my hand or anything. The first thing they do is they try and like have sex with me. So it's really like disheartening to be honest, and I've kind of just given up. I feel like sadly I actually feel like I might not ever find like a boyfriend like that. I might just end up being alone forever.
Yeah, so I think there are plenty of people who are immediately not an option for me because I also practice ethical non-monogamy. I have been in an open relationship for a few years now. He was with me when I started to get into the sex work industry, and there were a lot of battles there. A lot of men feel intimidated, especially if you work with other men. They're like, oh, I can't live up to, you know, the people that you're working with. I don't know how to do this. And there are a lot of intimacy problems that can occur. Yeah, that's why I think it's hard, but it's also not hard depending. I think you just need a lot of communication.
I agree that it's really hard. Once you get into a relationship, your fans feel like they're not in the same relationship anymore. So to be with someone like me, you're gonna have to understand that I can't be posting you. I can't be like showing you off how you are with me, because my fans are not only gonna feel like entitled, but they're also gonna be disrespectful to you. They're gonna be sending you screenshots of my work and telling you very hateful things. And I feel like you have to be mentally prepared to date a sex worker or a performer.
Digga, und jeder wird dich mobben, Digga, der Chat wird von jedem durchgenommen, Type Shit.